have one more meeting with the youth at risk next week.
And the athletic subcommittee is meeting tomorrow at 12:30. We've already addressed strategic planning. We'll be addressing that more in depth at our next meeting. Anything on administrative reports, David?
Yes, a number of things actually, and a few more that are not even listed here. One is a way of an advertisement. We're running the very first North Reading Summer Enrichment program, and you have a brochure. This was sent home to all families, I believe a week and a half ago. It's a very exciting opportunity for students who will be entering grades 4 through 8. It will run from July 8th, Tuesday, through July 24th. It's a 3-week program, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. A variety of projects or programs, including theater and robotics and performing arts, art programs. Mr. Cassell is going to offer extraordinary problem solving and extreme extraordinary problem solving, website design, acting classes, public speaking classes. Again, it'll be age appropriate, so students will be broken down into an elementary and then an upper middle school. It'll run from, I think it's 9 o'clock in the morning to 12 to noon. There are 2 sessions, 2 90-minute sessions. Students can either take 1 or 2 of the sessions. Some of the sessions are actually 3-hour blocks, others are 90 minutes and 90 minutes. The participation or the cost to participate in the entire camp is $300. We think it's very reasonable. It's comparable to other programs, particularly some of the sports programs, and we hope that families and students take advantage of these enrichment activities.
So is that $300 for one course for the entire session?
It's for all 3 weeks.
All 3 weeks, right.
Yeah.
That's a good deal.
Yeah. I'm going to let Carl talk about this consolidation bill in a minute, but there are 3 other things that are just very recent, and were not included in the printout of the administrative report. Mr. Foreman, who's the band director at the high school, was very pleased. The band and jazz band just got back from a trip to Maryland, and they won a series of awards, and I think it speaks very highly for the high school. The concert band received a bronze award rating, and this was an adjudicated competition for a number of bands that were participating. So the concert band received a bronze, the jazz band received a silver award. The marching band, the Marching Hornets, received a gold award rating for their parade adjudication. And the parade was done in the city of Crofton, Maryland. It was the Armed Forces Homeland Security Day parade. And it was also interesting that this town civic association awarded the band with a special citation, which really represented for a thank you for outstanding performance and behavior on the part of our students representing North Reading. And they also received a Spirit Award by the staff, the overall festival, Heritage Festival, that organized the whole festival. So this, again, I think is a real tribute to our kids, to North Reading students, because they represented North Reading High School down in Maryland. The next thing that I just want to advise the school committee on, I mentioned last year when we received the funding through the October town meeting for the security cameras and the security safety program, that there was the potential for a federal grant called the COPS grant. And we've been waiting to have the application released by the federal government. And we were just notified today that the COPS grant for the next year, the grant applications are open. This is a matching grant, and the money can only be, the way I understand it, is that it can only be awarded against funds that are currently being expended. So we're going to try to tailor it, even though our project is just starting to have some installation. I may put some level of a break on that so that we qualify
For more matching funds.
for matching
Right.
funds. Now, remember that we were not able to achieve the full amount needed to carry out this project, both at the middle and high school as well as all of the elementary schools. So if we can ever achieve this would finish the project off. So Ed Nolan actually notified me today. We've been, both of us, watching the website. He has asked Lieutenant Kevin Brennan to work with me in submitting that grant. So we'll keep you advised as to how that is going. And also, speaking of safety, the committee may be aware that we've had an ongoing issue with traffic, particularly in the elementary schools, and it's really surfaced with a lot of many concerns at the middle school. And so Chief Nolan put together a safety committee that has had police, fire, and school involvement. Wayne has been very much involved with this, and there was a public hearing on the little school several weeks ago, and we're pretty close. A new crossing guard has been hired that will provide assistance at the little school. There is talk
The
about
second crossing guard.
I'm sorry, yes, second crossing guard, and a second crossing guard, and also there's discussion about making Barbary one-way, not permanently, but just during arrival and dismissal. The enforcement piece of that will be difficult, but police presence and a second crossing guard will help to facilitate that, and also the repositioning of certain signs. So when the final report is released, it will certainly come to the school committee, but I know some pretty good progress has been made in that regard.
I mean, it's in the paper at least twice a week under the police reports, and I keep seeing that, and I keep saying we've got to come to some sort of solution here. So I'm glad to hear that it's finally moving.
This is the most initiative since I've been sitting here. This is a constant issue almost every year, but
Right.
the most
Yeah.
initiative I think that's been taken to resolve the problem.
Good.
That's great.
Carl, do you want to talk
Sure.
about this bill?
Mrs. Vaca alluded earlier to a bill that was filed Friday afternoon by Senators Starr and Tucker, and it's titled the Municipal Management Bill, and it seeks to provide better financial flexibility by cities and towns, given the budget constraints that we're dealing with. There are 7 aspects to the bill, and so I'll talk about a couple of them. One of them is a GIC study, and that the intent of that bill is to allow municipalities more latitude in working with the Group Insurance Commission. Currently, 70% of all unionized employees are allowed to vote, and while the details of the bill are not available now, I think that this bill seeks to find ways to move into GIC a little bit easier. Another aspect of the bill involves changes in bidding requirements, which actually would be very beneficial for cities and towns. And there's some aspects of the bill pertaining to special education reimbursements and Medicaid that would be useful. One of the bills I want to bring to your attention is what Maureen alluded to earlier, and a copy of the bill is in your packet. It actually amends Mass General laws to allow cities and towns to take over the business function of the school department. currently, a school committee, is required to agree to that consolidation of business functions on the municipal side. And his bill rescinds that aspect of the law that involves the school committee approval over the consolidation of business functions. Now, that has received a lot of comment. This has only been since Friday afternoon. But in an email that's in your packet, Senator Tarr noted that he's having second thoughts on that particular bill. He's receiving a lot of feedback from a lot of the school committee, the school committee organization, the superintendent's organization, the Business Managers Association. And so he's considering pulling that bill. But we wanted to bring to the school committee's attention that that's out there, and it has not been rescinded, and it's actually being filed.
Yeah, got a heads up
Right.
on the listserv before the day on the Hill. And so I spent some time lobbying any school committee member in his town, and no one had heard about it. If you're not active on the listserv, you may
Right.
not have seen it. And today there was some strong recommendations from Mike Gilbert and others on the listserv, primarily in objection to that piece. So,
Yeah, I guess I think I understand the intention, but it's somewhat mind-boggling to me to say that the municipality should take over the business functions of the school district.
and
I
that
just
would
don't.
find more money.
Right, I don't understand, I just don't understand the logic behind it, but.
I did call his office today, but he wasn't available to speak. You know, maybe in North Reading we're doing things better, but in speaking for our own town, we do cross over to the municipal side and
Right.
put together cooperative efforts. And we do have collaborative efforts in our town, just from consortium buying to special education. I can't imagine that other intelligent elected officials and employees aren't doing what we do here, looking everywhere to find extra money and curb expenses and work together. Maybe there are places that don't do that, but I don't think we need a law on the books that tells us to do it, mandates it, and then takes the power away from us to actually do it. Our Board of Selectmen are very busy running general government. I can't imagine then asking them to go to the level that we go to of understanding here, and asking them to take over that responsibility.
Then maybe they would need a committee to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
right.
right. I think that between the five of us and the Finance Committee and the Board of Selectmen, that we've proven in this last budget round that we're capable of doing that. What Senator Tarr and other senators up on Beacon Hill need to do is get us more money, maybe curb some of their own spending, and fully fund Chapter 70 and other costs of mandates.
I look at it maybe we look at it because when you're 15 from the bottom, you kind of wonder, geez, how much more can we save here? You know, and I looked at this bill, and it's almost as if, well, here's a fix for those communities where they're spending, you know, crazily, but everybody else, well, yeah, you're gonna have to go along with it too, and I just.
How do communities out there spend crazy?
I don't know.
I
You
can't
can't.
imagine it.
I don't think they are.
And I guess on a bill like this, you would hope that they would seek input from school committees, and that was one of the issues, is that nobody knew about this until it was in the process of getting ready to be filed, so.
Well, this has been pushed not by the school lobbies,
From the-
Right.
certainly by the municipal lobbies.
Right.
You know,
Here's the problem.
much of the commentary has been that you wouldn't necessarily save personnel, because the work still has to be done.
Exactly.
But you would lose control. The school committee would lose, I believe, control over the financial operations of the school department if it would manage on the municipal side.
Right.
And I think, Carl, that you do a great job, so I can't imagine
Well, it's not
asking
personal.
anyone else in town to do it.
But it's, you know, it's bigger than the present business manager, certainly.
Right.
And, you know, many communities, the town of Reading, for